why I am presenting this to you today, I need you to understand where I came from. The first time when I heard about the business of the Crowd, I was told a lot of different things. I was told that, you know, we got something called Mindo, we got something called Mixter, we got something called Planet IX, and everything was Life Trend. It was all around. There was different products. So traveling, gaming, and Planet IX. It was so much, and so naturally I started asking, what is this traveling? And somebody could explain that to me very detailed. And I was trying to understand everything here. And then after a while, I said, but then what is this Mixter? Well, Mixter is awesome. This is like this fox, but it looks like a cat, and maybe it's not a cat, but it's red. And it is like something like it's online, it's gaming, and you can play a lot of games. It's really, really, really cool. And I didn't understand too much. And we then went to the next thing. What is Planet IX? Well, Planet IX, that's very cool. The Planet IX, really cool. It's like the whole world, but in cookies all around. You can buy cookies and you can connect the cookies. And if you have enough cookies, you can make an NFT, and then that will be good. There was too many things unexplained. There were too many things that my brain dived into. There were too many things that confused me. So what I needed to understand was the core, the basic business model of Crowd1. What I needed to understand is, what is it that I have to do to be a part of this? What is it that I have to do to make money? What is it that I have to do to become successful? Now, when you look at Crowd1 today, we got to be able to explain to people, what is it that we are doing and how are we different? So one of the first things when you speak to people is they want to have an idea, what are you going to talk about? Because when we are just talking, we tend to get lost into different areas of the business. We will get lost in different things that are very important to us, and therefore we think it's important to everyone. In other words, we need to tell them what they need to look out for in our presentation. So when starting a business presentation, I would invite people to have a look at an innovative business model in exploding markets and with a proven concept. This represents an unparalleled opportunity. Now, I would ask the person I talked to, Lotta, if I can show you an innovative business model in exploding markets, I'm talking about markets that are really going this way, with a proven concept and an unparalleled business opportunity, would you be ready to really listen and understand what it is that I'm presenting? Just by asking Lotta, Lotta needs to agree. Lotta will start to view this differently because she knows now I might ask her a question. I would then try to explain to her what the world traditionally does, because we have an innovative business model. In other words, we're doing things differently. And so I would talk to her about how products and businesses are generally going to market. In this slide, I call it traditional business incubator. What happens normally is you have a product and an idea, and you may have some people who are very excited about that, and they have a very, very good plan. They just do not have the funding that's needed. But money is not all you need in order to grow. You also need a lot of knowledge. It could be legal knowledge. How do I put together the contracts? It could be marketing knowledge. How do I really build a global brand? It could be local knowledge. How do I approach this market? So generally, you will see investment companies providing not just money, but actually knowledge about the markets they're going into in order to make it more successful. Once you have the product and the idea. You've added the funding so they can do what they need to do, and they have the knowledge to do it. All that's left is to hope. And what you hope for is that the market will accept your message. The market will accept your product, and the market will understand it the first time around when you bring it to them. Because the funding does not allow you to have multiple attempts. That is basically why the knowledge and the funding comes together, to say you have one try. This is what you got to prepare for, and then you put it into the market. See, Crown One's business model is different. Our business model is very different. We also deal with products and ideas. We deal with people who are experts in their area. We deal with funding. We do have funding, means that will come to it. And with ICT, there's a lot of knowledge, legal knowledge. I mean, they have a whole legal department today. And when I say a legal department, it's not just one lawyer sitting, we call that a department. There are many lawyers. As this is a business operating globally, there's a lot to do for the legal team. The biggest team of all of ICT is basically the creative team. The creative team making sure that all the material is relevant to the project and the idea, but also relevant to the global market. They understand how to build brands, how to really penetrate the market. They understand how to present these products to the customers, to the crowd. And that is what makes Crowd One so unique, because we are giving them their first products. I want you to think about Planet IX when you look at this slide. In July, and beginning of July, nobody knew about Planet IX. I mean, a few of you, we heard about it on a few events, but the global market knew nothing. No one was registered. They did a pre-launch in the month of July 2021. And in the month of July 2021, with that pre-launch, people started registering. Was everything perfect? No, it was not. But Planet IX was able to grow within a safe environment. Planet IX was able to correct their first mistakes. Planet IX was able to grow their customer service, refine their products. Planet IX was able to get customers, because all the way from the beginning, the crowd started signing up as customers, but I would like to call that friendly customers. They understood the process. And as everything got better, the value of Planet IX kept growing. And that's why with this business model, before even entering the market, they were basically market leaders. When they came out in November, just 4 months after the first people started registering, they came into the market basically as a market leader. Think about this for a while. When you present your business, you have a business model that has proven that you can actually produce a market leader from the first day they enter the market. If you talk in the communities around gaming, blockchain gaming, they didn't know about Planet IX. They didn't know what it was until they were there and really dominating. With more than 500,000 signed on people, they went into the market. They have one of the most active Discords that are out there. They are interacting, they're listening to their audience, but it was only possible because they grew safely in the crowd. Now, this model here, this component is what you need to explain to people. And this is where we come in. We can build a crowd where we get to watch new products and services come into the market. We get to participate. We get to refine the model. We get to give feedback. So we're basically incubating the business. If you want to, in many cases, you will have the opportunity, like with Planet IX, to buy tokens, which means you can influence the value of the token as you're growing. You don't have to, but you have the opportunity to. Now, I know a lot of you have PIX tokens. And what you will see over the next month here is how the value of the token will grow. But if all you see is the value of the token, then you have not understood your business model, because it is way more valuable to you in the form of a testimony than it is in the form of the money. I want to explain that. If you sell your pigs, you will have made a profit one time. That profit you can spend, that's good. But if you're really able to show, document, prove that I was in from the beginning, everything wasn't perfect, you did the steps, you went all the way with that project, you now have this and it has this value. What do you think people are going to think when they look at your business? They're going to see, hey, this makes sense. This is awesome. I want to be in, but I can't be in with Planet IX. But that's not a problem, because we today have an investment company that will keep looking for new ideas. And I'm going to explain that in a little while. This slide here is something that I really hope you will all take to heart. It's something that I hope you will all understand, because this slide here is extremely important. For me to explain this slide to you, you need to be able to really go with the journey of the company. So when it all started as a vision and an idea of Jonas and the guys who started the company, did they have the best products from the beginning? The answer is no, they did not have the best products from the beginning. How could they? The best products went where the biggest markets are. The most profitable business models, they had investment coming from outside. Crowd1 was not offering that at the time. What Crowd1 was offering was a vision. What Crowd1 was offering was a business model where people could come together, forming a force of marketing for people. Now, in the beginning, this really hit the same time as the pandemic, as you all know, and it all took off like crazy. The organization started growing, making it more and more attractive to businesses and products who would want to be promoted via Crowd1. Now, to service a global spreading idea, you need to have a proper service organization. But what you also need to realize is this is not a fairy tale. This is a business. So even if you have the money and you have skillful people on board, it still takes time before you can acquire a location, before you can start hiring people. By the way, the best people, they are not out of work. They are working for somebody else. So some of them you need to buy free to get them to be there. So over the full second year, all the focus was in on building the service organization. Now, halfway in to 2021, the investment company was founded. And the investment company made its first investment, which was Planet IX. Just think back at where we are now. We are just a little bit behind the last line here. And we can look back 6-7 months and see, hey, that's when the first project is there. Today, that project has more than 500,000 users. Today, that project is being called up by a lot of financial institutions. They are saying no thank you to meetings right now. There are exchanges contacting them, wanting to list, where they are working with a proper, solid, long-term strategy as an independent company. That is what this model is able to do, because it started the right way. It did not just explode. It could not happen overnight. Now, not everybody understood it in the first and the second year. Not everybody understands it today. The business has changed so much over the course of these days and years that you cannot just expect it to be something that is the same as when people joined, because the business had to evolve. The business had to get closer to what is really an effective business model. And I can tell you this, the business of Crowd1 will keep adapting the markets, the business of Crowd One will continue to adapt to the most relevant or most recent market situation, because that's the commitment, to make it as efficient as it can be for all of its members. This slide, in other words, if you talk to anyone out there that is a great skeptical person, this slide perfectly explains why, where did we go? What was it that really happened? And no one can deny that from the first day until now, there's been a constant involvement. There has been new offices set up. There has been new things done. Every area of business, people have been hired, expert has been coming in. Now, the business that started 2 years ago and the business you have today are two very, very different businesses. And that is something we need to appreciate. That is something we need to be excited about. The last thing I want to share with you here on the call today is what I call the unparalleled opportunity. You need to understand, while other companies are profiting only from the compensation plan, at Crowd One, we're different. We're very different. Crowd One's compensation plan is paying out so much that it's basically a zero-sum game. It's not where the money is made. The real profit comes from the businesses and the products. Now, what does that tell us? It tells us that Crowd One is able to pay out more because that's not where they make their real money. It also tells us that if they make the real profit from the products and the services they're introducing to the market, Crowd One and the investment company and ICT has a strong focus on bringing the best products, the best services, the best business opportunities to the crowd, because that's where we share in the value. That is where the real value occurs. You look at this and you understand that only through betterment, only through improvement can you develop a business like this. If you look at this, you will begin to understand that with every business that's been incubated into the market, ICT will learn. Also, the crowd will learn. Even the investment company will learn, and we will become better and better with every step. As we are understanding the processes better, we'll be able to incubate faster. This means we can incubate more businesses per year than we can at this time. So when you look into the future, you will understand that with Crowd One, you will have a perfect timing, not just now, but also in future. Because every new product offers an opportunity to start over and promote it. So if you are new with the next product, you can start growing your team and your momentum with that product and build up your business. As this product is introduced to the market and we are seeing a new product coming along, you are no longer starting as an individual. You start with the whole team as you are incubating the next project. And that is really what we need to understand. It's an investment company. It's a professional services company. It is a huge global, millions of people, client base that will mature, promote, and launch companies, products, and services into the public market. This business model is unparalleled. No one else out there has answered the question of how to get the customers, has answered the questions of how to grow in a safe environment. And that is what you're building. That is, in an essence, your business. Therefore, do not get caught up in talking about only the project. When we have a Planet IX promotion, just as we just finished, that's the time when you dive into that. That's the time when you're excited about Planet IX. Make sure you don't get stuck with Planet IX. Get back out, build your crowd, because when your crowd is bigger, you'll be able to adapt the next opportunity with even more leverage, even more powerful, and making it even more profitable for you. That was the things that I'd prepared for you here today. Now, I also want to tell you this before finishing off and handing over here. I'm excited to be working with you because I'm excited to be working with Anshuman. I'm excited to be working with Lotta. These are great leaders. These are people that are a great inspiration. I know to many of you, they are certainly an inspiration to me. These are people that I trust to work with. These are people that are taking the information they get and they put them into work. Does it mean that they just take everything unfiltered? No. But here's what they are extremely good at. They're extremely good at taking what they learn and putting it into work to see how it works for them and then refine it. So my tip for you is take some of these things with you. Explain the business simple. You have a product, you have investment, you have knowledge, and we do have the clients as a turbo, as an insurance of success. Be able to explain these simple steps, be able to explain the story of the crowd, and you will be able to let people see Crowd One the way that you see Crowd One. So with that said, I'm going to hand it back to you, Lotta, and you, Anshuman.
Thank you very much, Jens. And even if I heard it just a few minutes before